Hey lovelies, it's Heather here. Gonna go ahead and shoot today's video. I'm just in a really shitty mood. Trying not to be. It's like I put on my Facebook yesterday that I have no friends because I have no friends. I mean, it's whatever. Maybe it's all me. Maybe I'm just too fucking sensitive. It's like everything becomes a meme or whatever and stuff, and it's like nowadays a lot of people have to find somebody to target. So if there's like a group of people, then there has to be one person to make feel uncomfortable. That way, if there was any other uncomfort felt by anybody else, it can be pushed off onto somebody else, which is being scapegoated, which is what routinely happens whenever you've been scapegoated your whole fucking life. And then people are just like, yeah, we're still gonna do it to you because we can smell that on you, that you're a good person in the lineup for being scapegoated and shit. And so I'm just over it. Like, I'm over memes, I'm over rude remarks, I'm over everything. I honestly just kind of want to die. I ain't even gonna lie. It's like I'm just here today. It's like I'm emotionless as fuck, kinda, but then again, not. But it's like I'm just empty because nothing matters. If your feelings never matter, or if they only matter on occasion, or when they're really bad and they don't matter all the time, then how can you say that, you know, like, I just don't get it. And then I would never, I don't know, I don't feel so damn uncomfortable about my fucking self that I have to sit there and look at somebody else to make fun of or pick on, you know, in a way that is behind their back or disgraceful or whatever. Like, if I'm gonna pick on somebody, you best be damn believing. Like, say I walk into a brand new job, never been there before, I'm nervous as shit, I'm trying to learn everything, and then I mess up and I feel uncomfortable and it's awkward or what the fuck ever. Tiger, please. No. But, you know, say I feel uncomfortable or something, and, you know, I drop something. Well, then a few minutes later, I see somebody else drop something. I'll snicker. I'll be like, well, damn, you're having just about as bad of a fucking day as I am, ain't you? You know, or something along that line, you know? But I do it to their face, you know? Like, I do it to their face. And then that's even like EJ. Oh my fucking god, this made me so mad. Because I don't know what the hell her goddamn problem was, other than she's done paranoid as shit and got her own shit going on before I ever fucking met her. But she wrote me one goddamn day and she's like, you're making fun of me. Okay, she likes something that is not considered normal by most people to a degree. Big fucking god blessed goddamn whoopty fucking god blessed doodah. Who gives a flying fuck? Like, do you know how many people? Everybody has something that they like that's not considered ordinary. Or even if it is ordinary, you know, they're not gonna find people that are brave enough to admit to it. And so that's fine. You don't want to be brave about your shit. Whatever. You know, you want to act like you're brave about it because you got it up on your damn Facebook, a link following to the shit or what the fuck, Sam hell ever. Like, fucking god blessed hell, it does it. That's not, you know, being proud about something, just like I'm proud about my daughter, is actually talking about it, you know, actually fully embracing something. And I mean, I get if she doesn't fully embrace it, but if she doesn't fully embrace it, then she needs to be setting her ass down and thinking about it. Just like I thought about, am I straight? Because, yeah, I've been with two guys, or what am I? Wait, what do I feel like I am? Okay, I'm a tomboy technically, and then I'm really not. I was kind of forced into the role of being the tomboy because the way my life was. I never had the opportunity to be girly and take time to be girly and play with fucking makeup and nails and shit, other than when I was my sister's damn guinea pig for a fucking cosmetology classes, and she cut my fucking cuticle and half my goddamn fucking like skin leading up to my fucking fingernail off and all kinds of shit and everything, and pulled my hair so goddamn tight I felt like my eyes was fixing to pop out of my fucking head, and then couldn't part my hair worth fucking shit whenever I would ask her, hey, will you do my hair, on the days I wanted her to do it because I had an event or something. She's like, it always turned out shitty. Hold on, I'll be right back. I gotta fix this fucking toilet. But anyways, I've always known that, like, because I have a family member that has issues, if you will, or whatever. So I've always known since I was a kid that there's people that have things going on with them for as far as their gender and shit like that. And, like, this was somebody that, like, I admired for the longest until they just didn't like me anymore. It seemed like they grew out of me, and they grew into the older, because they're in between, so they had to pick or choose, and they choose the older over the younger, which everybody does, because the older has been here longer, so therefore that means that they know more, supposedly, and shit. But any fucking ways, like, I was like, always open to that, like if somebody had something, and that's the reason, like, I've always, like, for as far as people that are transgender or anything, like, I've, been with people and they're like, ew, that's sick. Oh, that's gross. Ew. And I'm like, you're mean. You shouldn't say that. Like, I've always been one to have that voice. And I've even got, shunned for that. What, you believe that they should be able to do that? What, you like people like that? And I'm like, I don't necessarily, like, I'm not in love with somebody like that, but if somebody came up to me and they were like that, and I liked them, and they treated me good, hell yeah, like, everybody's human, everybody has their own choices that they make, and then growing up and having sex and realizing sex is just sex, it's just sex, it's not gonna make or break, and everything, like, as long as you're having sex and you're both getting pleased and you're both finding pleasure, then what the Sam hell does it matter? But anyways, aw. Sorry, the cat's playing with a little plastic toy of my kids, and it's cute. But I don't know. I'm just in a really pissy ass mood and everything. Like, I've just. Oh, let's see if I can remember all the things. What was it? 3 days ago, when I shot my video, 3 days ago, I got up from here and I went to the store and I needed a roll of paper towels because my dogs. Yay, yay. But anyways, there was a guy over there, older gentleman, but not too much older, and he bought my paper towels for me. And I was having, like, a really kind of bad day. That was the day before I found out about my people seeing my dog and everything. And it just shocked the hell out of me, stunned me, all kinds of stuff like that. But the thing is it's like, he was there and he was back behind me in the line. And he was, like, waving at the attendant or whatever, or the cashier. and talking to him about, I guess, his beer not being there, or his type or brand or whatever that he buys typically or whatever. And then that guy, the cashier, was like, well, do you want to buy your beer, whenever he was buying my paper towels and his other stuff or whatever. And he's like, no, not right now, not right now. And the way he was saying it was almost like he was trying to hide from me that he drunk beer or something. And I just thought, that's weird, because the way he was saying it, because he said it like twice. He's like, no, not right now. He was like whispering it, and he's like, no, not right now, not right now, And it's like, dude, do you really think I'm such a fucking moron that I didn't just see you holler at the cashier and be like, hey, where's my beer at? And the cashier be like, oh, it's just in the back, I have to go get it, or whatever he said, And I was just like, okay. And the thing is I was over here shooting my video, right? I mean, literally, I shot my video and I hopped right up and I went over to the store and everything. And I'm sitting here kind of bitching about people, acting certain ways or whatever. I don't remember what I said or whatever. And, I was bitching about money. That's what it was. And about my parents getting them a new car, and about how they've always helped my sister get cars and shit. And he offered to pay for that. And I was just like, oh, thank you, and everything. And I mean, I was really grateful, that he did that and everything. But I was just like, oh, really nice. But then I was like, or is it, because I always question everything. I don't trust anybody, And that's one reason I hate where I live and everything. Because literally where the AC's at, there's no window. And it's like, it's just an echo. Anything I say is just like, echo. And I know it is, because hell, I can be out in the fucking driveway, if you will, and hear my dog walking in here. That's how much noise and shit, and everything. And I was just like, But anyways, so he did that for me, and I wanted to mention that because I was really grateful. And I was like, oh, he bought my paper towels for me. But another thing, too, is like, I set my paper towels up there, and he's like, oh, I'll get that. And I was like, oh, okay. And he's like, go ahead. And I was like, he was confusing me because he just said, go ahead. And I was like, and he's like, I'll get it, go ahead. And he just kept, go ahead, and I was like, are you going to get it? Because if you're going to get it, then get it. If not, I need to pay for it. I want to get home. Like, I ain't got time to play for your, what the hell ever. And then it, dawned on me kind of right there whenever it both hit us at the same time what we meant, And I was just, standing there, putting my paper towels up on the counter or whatever. And he's like, oh, I'll get those. And I was like, oh, okay, And then he's like, go ahead. And he just kept saying, go ahead. And what he meant was for me to go ahead and pick out anything else that I needed or whatever. And I was, son of a bitch, don't do this to me. Tiger, you don't have to go away. You making me cough, son. Plus, it's probably just my nerves. Still. Fuck a duck. I swear to God. But anyways, he was saying go ahead, that way I could, if I needed something else, I could get it or whatever. And I didn't need anything else. And he was kind of irritating me because I spent 3 minutes, I feel like, just with him saying go ahead. And I was just trying to hurry and buy paper towels and get back home, get the mess cleaned up, and go to sleep because I was tired. And so anyways, I came home after that, and I kind of sat and pondered on it and thought about it, and I was like, go ahead. And I was like, okay, he meant for me to get more stuff. And then I thought, well, what the hell did he think? And then the thing is, too, as I mentioned in my video, that I was about tempted to buy some Black and Mild. And I thought, oh, God, what if he heard me say that somehow? I'm paranoid. I don't trust anybody because my life. Not because I'm paranoid, because I'm like, oh my God, everything's about me, But I do see coincidences and then shit like that. And I'm just like, stop it. But I was like, well, it still was nice of him to buy the paper towels for me. I'm really very appreciative of it. And I thought, but that's a typical guy for you. They go out of their way and they kind of do something nice for you for the first time ever or finally or in a long time. Just random niceness, supposedly wanting nothing in return. And then it's like this entitlement or whatever of like money or something where it's like, go ahead, and I thought, of course, and if I would have been any other girl and had a guy offer to buy, my roll of paper towels or what the fuck ever, 90% of girls, when the guy's going, go ahead, they would have piled that fucking counter up with shit to a degree. They would have got like at least $5, $10 worth of damn shit and piled up on the counter and then been like, thank you, with their little fucking shorts up to their fucking asshole, and what the hell ever. And I thought to myself, do I look like I'm that type of person, in any way, shape, or form that I'm going to sit there and, like, take advantage of somebody? And that's the thing, too. Like, when I was with my husband, he's like, oh, he tried to throw that off on me. Oh, you just married me for my money. And a bunch of people have tried to throw that off on me because he was a bigger guy, because he was 600 pounds when I met him, and he was 400 pounds whenever he left. Because I told him flat out, I said, if I marry you, I said, you love me, right? Yeah, okay. I love you. Yeah, okay. And we realized that not only do we love each other, but we're also coming from a logical sense in this, You want kids, I want kids. You want a wife, I want a husband. You want this, I want that. We want a home together. We want a place to call home. We want a family. We want the, like, I was like, our goals are set on the same direction, the same path. And he's like, oh, yeah, and everything. And I was like, well, I'm going to tell you flat out. I said, if you don't intend on losing weight while we're together, I said, you might as well just get back in your damn truck and get the hell out of here. I was like, because I'm not going to be married to you, and you being morbidly obese like this, and I'm staying with you. I said, you have to at least be trying to lose weight while we're together, I was like, you have to try, And he's like, okay, I will and everything. So he lost down to 400 pounds while we was together, which 600 pounds that's too much for anybody. I don't care what your height is, But 400 pounds, he was getting close to kind of, yeah, like our average big boy weight, I guess you'd say, and everything. Because he's 6'7". He's 6'7" tall. So, I mean, he's a tall boy too. But, anyways. But, God, I hate him. Oh, I hate him so much. Fuck. And he don't understand it. He don't get it. And it's like, okay, let's do it like this, supposedly I'm a woman, supposedly I'm all about emotions, and all that, and he's a guy, and he's all about sex, and all that. So supposedly, if you wanted to, I guess you could say I emotionally cheated on him once, but do you know how many times this motherfucker went out and slept with people? Like, it's obscene. It's absurd. It's ridiculous. It's sickening. It's disgusting. And it's morbid to a degree. And, like, just vaguely nauseating that I knew this was going on and I was still with him. Do you get what I'm saying? Like, I hate myself. I swear I do. I don't know why the hell I'm alive. Like, I'm just in a really depressed, pissy-ass mood. Like, that's all there is to it. Because that's all it takes. Is sometimes it takes just one little thing to set me the fuck off, And it's like, I've been set the fuck off since I seen a meme last night. And I'm just like, when should I hang myself? When should I die? Because I don't know anybody that really appreciates me as a whole. And I get tired of me always being the one trying to appreciate everybody as a whole being, whatever their fucking flaws are and everything. And I don't make fun of them for their fucking flaws, you know. Or if I do it to their goddamn face. That way if they have a problem with it, I can read their facial cues and tell, you know, oh, you know, maybe I shouldn't have said that. Or they can tell me flat out right then and there, you know, I don't appreciate you saying that about me, you know. Because if I'm going to lay shit on the line is the best way to word it. If I'm going to lay shit on the line, I'm going to do it right the fucking front of everybody. If I'm going to walk around fucking naked, honey, I'm going to go like, you get what I'm saying? Like, I even scared my husband. Oh, God, that was hilarious. He got so mad at me. I got out of the shower and I was walking around naked in the house. And he's like, oh, you know, he's like, you walking around naked in the house. You know, you ain't never done that before, have you? And I was like, no. And he's like, well, why are you doing it now? And I was like, because I can. I was like, because kids at school, you're here. What the fuck? You know? And I was like, and all the curtains and windows are drawn and everything else. I was like, so yeah, I'm walking around naked. What's it to you? You know? And, I mean, in all honesty, I was just going to do it for, like, you know, a few minutes and then go get dressed and everything. I was just for the hell of it. And he's like, oh, I bet you ain't got enough balls to do it, you know, and go outside and run around the... He's like, I bet you ain't got enough balls to run around, you know, outside naked like that. And I was like, well, for starters, I don't have balls, but we both know that. I was like, but you want to bet me? And I went towards the door and he hopped up and locked it and he's like, what the fuck are you doing? And he got so mad at me. He got so mad at me. Oh my God, did he, you know? Like, he got pissed as fuck, you know? Like, hell, he was home. I mean, all the kids were at school that should have been at school. There was hardly anybody that would have even been outside at that point in time. I mean, granted, yeah, I could have got, you know, public indecency, you know, or what the hell ever, but hell, I would have learned, you know? Like, that's the way you learn, you know, you make a mistake, you know, or whatever, but he got so mad at me, and then that's probably one reason that he was, like, calling me a whore whenever he left and shit, other than... Because he wrote me a text message, and he wrote it like 5 fucking times or whatever, but the first one, I was just like, how retarded are you? But he literally claimed I was fucking everybody in our apartment complex. Now, our apartment complex that we used to live in probably had about 300 goddamn people, you know, or apartments in it, you know? So, yeah. And I was like, if I'm gonna do that, hell, I would be doing it for money. I'm not going to do it for free. Like, I'm a smart ass. God, I'm such a smart ass. I'm going to hell. God. I'm going to hell. Oh, Jesus. Help me. But yeah, like, I'm so tired of everything. It's like I'm sitting here and I'm looking at my apartment and it's clean more than it has been over the past few days. And I keep cleaning it, and right now it smells so good because I got candles burning and this and that, you know, and I've had them burning for a while. And I'm just like, oh, you know, and I'm like, my home, you know, and then I'm like, might not be my home in another month or two, or surely won't be my home whenever my lease is up in the summertime. And then I'm like, I hate my landlord, because my landlord is the reason that the ultimate reason I'm wanting to move is because my landlord. Do you know how fucking insane that was, when the only reason I stayed here after the first year was because of my landlord? What? You know, yeah. Like, literally, the only reason I stayed here is because, like, talking to her and, like, finding out that she's all like, yeah, and you're fine, and you're a good tenant, and, and all these compliments. And now, I finally get settled in. My fucking kid gets taken from me. And it's like, oh, you're a horrible tenant. Your house is horrible. This and that. And I'm just like, who the fuck are you? And that's the way it happens with everybody. Like, I'm tired of building homes and never being able to enjoy them once they're finally built because people come along and destroy it. Like, literally, our second dog, Clarabelle, we wouldn't have even had her. We wouldn't have even had her if it wouldn't have been for two reasons. One is that, yeah, my dog ran off and got pregnant accidentally. The other, though, is that we were living with my grandmother who had a yard, okay? A nice, decent piece of property, okay? That I was willing to pay for to have fenced in. So I was like, yeah, what's one more dog? No biggie. But then my grandmother threatened to kill me, threatened to kill the puppies. I was like, yeah, we got to get the fuck out of here. This is not healthy for my child. Because she threatened me, I don't know how many times. And one time she even, threatened me and told me she was going to kill me in my sleep. And told me of 2 ways that she was going to do it, or whatever. And I was just like, she's lost her fucking mind, And I was like, I'm not living here with her saying that shit to me and in front of my kid, because that was the last straw. When my kid looked at me, because I was like, Ava, let's just go to your room and shut the door and stay locked up in there. And if you need something to eat or drink, or you need to go to the bathroom, I'll let you go to my back bathroom. If you need something to eat or drink, tell me and I'll go get it for you. Other than that, we're going to stay in here and watch TV, and we're just going to leave her alone. We're going to let her do whatever the hell she's wanting to do until she gets the bug out of her ass or whatever. I was like, so, let's just stay in here. And my kid looks at me and she's like, Mommy, and I'm like, what, baby? And she's like, I'm scared. And I'm like, you are? And she's like, yeah, and I'm like, why? And she's like, because Mama said she's going to kill you. And I said, Mama ain't going to kill me, And she said, but she said she would. And I said, I know she said she would. I said, but honey, you think your Mama could actually kill me, And she's like, I don't know. And she's like, it scared me. And that's all it took. And I was like, gotta get the fuck out of here now. Gotta go, gotta move, gotta get out of here, gotta be gone, I was like, can't do it, But it's like, I'm tired of not being able to plan ahead for as far as a stable environment. There you go. Because I was trying to think how to word it as I was saying that. But it's like, I want a fucking home, god damn it. I lived in the same place for 15 damn years, okay? I enjoyed that, okay, to a degree, but then again, I couldn't because of the amounts of abuse. So I was actually kind of claustrophobic of my house sometimes, and there's plenty of nights that I slept outside on the goddamn porch, even in the fucking wintertime, okay? Because I just couldn't because of the amounts of abuse that I went through and stuff. But still, I was used to having a home. Ever since then, though, I had my daughter. I lived with my parents for the first 2 years in their new trailer. Then I lived with my grandmother for 2 years. Then I lived with my husband for 2 years. Then I lived with my grandmother for 2 years again, and now I've lived here. And now I'm going to have to fucking move because the landlord wants to run it for me. And, okay, my parents ruined it for me the first 2 years living there with my kid with them. Because my dad told me to get the fuck out of his house whenever my daughter was 2 and I had a miscarriage. Actually, I take it back. My daughter was almost 3 or around 3 whenever we moved out. Because it was about a year. Yeah, my daughter was almost 2 and I had a miscarriage, and my dad told me to get the fuck out. And we got in a huge fight. And from there on out, we didn't talk to each other. We didn't say nothing to each other. We hardly ever spoke a word to each other. And then he bit my head off one day, and I was just like, that's it. And he's like, what? And I was like, you told me to get out last year. I was like, I'm getting out. And it took me 2 months 2 months to move from my parents' house to my grandmother's house. And I even had to get my grandmother to call in one of my cousins to come help and pick up stuff because my parents, like, didn't believe that, like, yeah, I'm moving to live with her. Like, get the fuck over it. So then we went up there and lived. And, Lord. But we went up there and lived and stayed for 2 years or whatever. Yeah, 2 years because she was 5. That's right. And I didn't, at that point in time, living with my grandmother, I didn't want that to be my only option. You know, I wanted, because I discussed with her, I tried to reason with her, I tried to talk to her and everything, and she was on this hoity-toity shit of she don't need nobody, she wants to live alone, she wishes people would stop moving in with her, every time anybody needs help in the family, they move in with her. And I didn't even know, you know, I was like, who all's lived with you? And then she told me, and I was like, holy shit, you know. And I was like, you mean to tell me you hadn't lived alone since you've been alone? And she's like, no, there's always somebody moving in with me. So that right there was enough for me to be like, okay, I got to get my life together. Okay, my parents are not going to help me get a job. They weren't. They're not going to help me get my license. They hadn't. Never did. And I'm like, they're not going to do a damn thing to help me to build up my life. And I can't build up my life, you know, without having reliable people around to depend upon. So I was like, fuck. And then I was like, well, what's the one thing I can do? I know what I can do. I don't want to do it, but I can do this. But I do to a degree. But God, it's probably going to take me months just to find somebody decent to even talk to. I can get online and try to find somebody that's worth a shit to date and marry, you know, that's going to be a good husband, a good father, you know, a good provider, at least long enough for like the first 6 months of our relationship. That way they can help me get on my feet. They can be that person that's supportive and everything. And so I met my husband, and then we got married, and, you know, and everything, and we were together for 2 years. But he didn't help me build up my life at all. He didn't give a shit to. He didn't let me get a job. He didn't help me to get a job. He took me to fill out just a few applications. Then I'm like, how am I going to get to work? And he's like, your parents. And I'm like, why do you think I've not had a job all this time, you know? And he's like, okay, well, we need to save up for a car. And I'm like, okay. And literally, within the first few months, we had saved up what was it, $300 or $400 that we was going to put towards getting a car. And he went and spent it on a fucking Xbox on my birthday, of all damn things. On my very first birthday that we spent together, and he didn't buy me shit for my birthday. We got married in April. My birthday's in July. And he didn't buy me shit for my birthday, didn't get me anything for my birthday. As a matter of fact, that's when me and my daughter, the first time we went out on the truck with him and stayed a few weeks. And we come back home on my birthday, and my kid went to sleep because she was hungry. Because, oh, that's right, I take it back. I went out on the truck with him for 2 weeks, that's right, from the 14th to the 28th. And we come back on my birthday. And my kid had stayed at my parents'. Well, I called my parents at like 3 p.m. because he told me to. My husband told me to. He said, call him and tell him to not let her eat supper. Okay. So I call him and tell him, hey, you know, she can eat lunch and she can snack. Just don't let her eat anything really big because we're going to go out and eat tonight because it's my birthday. Okay, you know. So then we go and pick up my kid. And then we go to the place where we're supposed to be eating. And it's closed. It apparently got closed, you know, while we was gone and everything. And I was like, well, shit. And I was like, well, let's go someplace else. And he's like, oh, I don't want to. Well, there's a GameStop right next to the place that got closed that we was going to go eat. And he's like, well, let's go in here and look around. And then he literally, like, looked at the Xbox and he's like, I really want one. And I was like, you do? And he's like, yeah. And I was like, well, it's your money. You know, but I didn't mean it in a way of like spend it and never have to save it up again. I meant, well, if you want to spend it, but you're going to have to work at saving it back up because that's money we're going to be putting towards the car. But no, instead he's like, can I get it or whatever? And I was like, I guess, And so he bought the damn Xbox, and we never saved up that much money ever again. And that was at the beginning of our relationship. We never saved up $300 or more ever again. And even when taxes came, this man would claim that he couldn't pay rent for like a month or two. And couldn't pay for the groceries. And couldn't pay for the power bill or anything for a month or two or three or whatever. And so I would have to pay out of our tax money. And so our tax money would go down the drain, basically. And where his money was going, he was like, oh, I had to get this replaced on my truck. I had to get a new AC for it. I had to do this. I had to do that. But then I was the one that was in charge, sweetheart, dear heart, if you ever see this, and you remember, of all 3 bank accounts. I think we had 3, because I had my separate one, then we had our joint, and then he got a separate. I was the one that kept the registry, okay? I'm the one that kept count of everything. I'm the one that knew every time you had $1 in your fucking bank account, every time your paycheck went in, okay? And you want to sit there and say that that's what you used all the money on. And it showed on some expenses, it was for the truck, but also it showed other expenses that were for motel rooms and hotel rooms and eating out and paying $60 fucking dollars or $50 fucking dollars or even 40 or 30 fucking dollars a night on fucking food when you bought groceries that week. Because you bought groceries every fucking week for your God blessed truck. You spent about $150. And then you got mad at me when I tried to cut you down and talk to you about just spending $100 because you got on to me and you're like, why are you spending $200 every time you go grocery shopping? I'm like, well, I only go grocery shopping about every week and a half, 2 weeks, 3 sometimes, just depending, because I don't have a car, so it's just whenever my parents take me. But I added all of ours up and realized that our expenses were coming out less than yours, and since you're one person and we're 2 people, me and my kid at home, why can't you spend the same amount as us? Why do you have to spend more for your groceries? Like, I'm just tired of living in hell. I'm tired of going through hell. I'm tired of people treating me like shit. I'm tired of living. I'm tired of life. I'm tired of struggling. I'm tired of hurt. I'm tired of pain. I'm tired of crying. Oh my God, am I tired of crying? I'm so fucking tired of crying. I cried today. And I tried not to. And I did a pretty good job of not crying. And then I had to get my friends, I don't know. I had to get my friend, I'll say friend, but I really feel like I ain't got no friends. But I had to get my friend's kid off the bus today. And I was like sitting there fighting back tears, waiting on her to get off the bus and everything. But, and she come over and watched a movie, and so did my friend. But I don't have any friends. Like, I'm too fucking sensitive for people. I really am. Like, I don't even, I'm too fucking sensitive. I'm too fucking sensitive. I am. I really am. Crybaby, whatever, fine. I don't even give a shit anymore. Like, but anyway, so build a house with my husband. Build a husband. I wish I could build a husband. And that's the thing too that one of my friends said to me or whatever. Because it's like, oh, and it's like, yeah, people see value in you when you're in a relationship. That's the reason people cheat, is because everybody flocks towards somebody that's taken. It's like, oh, you're valuable. Oh, maybe you are good enough. So everybody flocks towards them and shit. It's bullshit that happens. It shouldn't happen. That's exactly what happened with my husband. He's like, I swear to God, he had a purple outfit, for crying out loud. So here's this guy that's 6'7", that's 600 pounds, and has a purple outfit, purple shorts and a purple shirt. And he got mad at me because I laughed at I laughed in his face about it. I was like, can you please stop wearing that? Or stop wearing it together. And he's like, why? And I was like, I don't care if you wear the purple shorts with a white shirt or a purple shirt with some black shorts or whatever. I was like, but stop wearing the purple together. And he's like, why? It matches. And I was like, I know it matches. I was like, but for starters, your shorts have a hole in them, and so does your shirt. They both got a rip in them. And I was like, and you look like Barney. I was like, I don't want to be married to Barney. I was like, if I wanted to be married to Barney, then I would have married Barney. And I was like, and don't even, be like, well, why don't you? Because hell, when I was 5 years old, Barney was my best friend. Like, or 4 or whatever. Like, I used to watch Barney all the time when I was little, if I could. Which most days I couldn't, because yeah, it was their TV. But on the days that I could, boy, I soaked up every little word that was said and everything, But Jesus Christ, I was like, you look like fucking Barney. I was like, I was like, if you have that on ever again, I'm not going nowhere with you. I was like, you look like Barney. Like, I'm not having it. But literally, when I met him, all his clothes had holes and rips in them and stuff. And he literally cried, like, when I went out his birthday, and, like, his first, and that's the thing, too. His birthday was before mine. His birthday's the month before mine. So, yeah, it was his money, was we still getting food stamps, though? I think we were, because we weren't making, or were we? Hell, I can't remember. I don't know. Well, even if not, I had a few dollars somehow that wasn't his. And I bought a birthday cake, like to make, like the mix and stuff out at the store and everything. And so I made him a cake. And he told me before, probably a huge ass lie, that he'd never had a birthday cake before, that he'd never had a party, that nobody ever cared about his birthday, blah, 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 And he made that like a big deal, talking to me about it and everything. And I was like, well, I don't really have the money to do like I want to do. And we've only been married a few months and only known each other like 6 months. And I was like, so I can't really, and I don't drive, but boy, when I do, I'm going to have him like a big party, is what I thought and everything. But I was like, this will do for now. So I put a few streamers up, I believe, that was from my kid's last party. And then she had a pack of balloons that was left, so I blew up balloons. And I remember I blew them up at night because and this is the thing, too. This is how paranoid he was. He was so fucking used to people treating him like shit and cheating on him and everything that he thought I was cheating on him from the beginning. And if I would have known that, I never would have married him, in all honesty. But I didn't realize it until around his birthday. And this is how I realized it, because I'm being secretive, right? Because I'm like, the days leading up to his birthday and he's fixing to come home, I'm like, trying to talk to him, get off the phone and just be like, yeah, let me let you go. Yeah, let me let you go. Like, I'm not giving him a bunch of what I'm doing because I don't want to slip up and say, oh, I got to let you go because I got to blow up these balloons, or anything like that, And plus, I'm talking to my kid, about it. And I'm like, hey, whenever he comes in, because we thought he was going to come to our house, our apartment, our home. I was like, we're going to jump out and be like, surprise, happy birthday, and everything. This fucking retard that I married, or what the hell ever, because he's suspicious, he don't know what's going on, and all kinds of other shit and everything. He has a student on his truck at that point in time, and he's like, hey, I'm going to take him to Walmart, then take him, drop him off at his motel, and then I'm coming home. And I'm like, okay. And then he's like, yeah, I'll be there at this time. See, he lied to me, told me they wouldn't be there until late, and then ended up showing up early. And whenever they was showing up early, I was over at my parents' house. So then he calls me and he's like, hey, I'm on my way home. And I'm like, what? You're not supposed to be home for like another 3 hours. And he's like, yeah, I'm on my way home, And I'm like, where are you? And he's like, oh, I'll be there in about 20 or 30 minutes. And I'm like, okay. And then he's like, where are you? And I'm like, I'm over at my mom and dad's, And he's like, oh, okay, well, I'll just come over there. And the thing is like, I ended up, what was it? I don't know if I baked the cake over at my parents' house or if I baked it over at our house and then took it over there. That way it could cool. That way I could ice it over there before he got home. But anyway, somehow the cake was over there, but it didn't have icing on it. And so, like, I'm slapping icing on it and trying to hurry and everything. And I'm like, holy shit, And he's like, yeah, I'll come over there. And then he pulls up like 3 minutes after he gets off the fucking phone with me. And I'm like, what the fuck? He told me he was 20 or 30 minutes away. 3 minutes away is not 20 or 30 minutes away. What the fuck? And granted, it may have been like 10 minutes away from our place or 15, but it wasn't going to be no damn 30 minutes. And I'm like, why is he trying to, like, show up early? So then I was trying to get the cake to the house so that way we could do that there, And I was trying to sneak and, like, hide the cake and put it in the car without him knowing about it. And I specifically asked him, I was like, well, stay in here, I'll be back, blah, 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 or whatever. And he's like, okay. And then he followed me. That's right, I was trying to light the candles or whatever, because I'd done given up at that point in time because he had me such a nervous wreck. So I was, like, trying to light the candles and whatnot. And I couldn't even get them lit before he come around. And he's like, oh, what's this? And I'm like, it's a birthday cake for you. Like, I was so mad. I was just like, God damn it, Casey. I was like, really? And, the thing about the balloons, though, I ended up having to blow up the balloons the night before, and 2 of them popped. And my neighbor called the cops on me because they thought it was a gun going off. That was fucking hilarious. And then one went off after they called the cops, because the cops didn't, because that's what it was. 2 of them went off because my cat, Stevie, he was playing with them. And so he popped 2 of them, bang, bang, And I was like, oh, shit. And then I kept looking, and I seen somebody's light come on across the street, and I was like, oh, fuck. Oh, fuck. I wonder what they think that is. Oh, fuck. And then I was like, yeah. And then sure enough, I seen lights coming down, into the area, and I cut off all the lights in the apartment and just sat there, and I seen the cop get out and go and talk to him and everything. And he's like, well, talking to him, well, we don't see anything, this and that, and so they go on their way. I cut the light back on, blew up some more balloons, and then I'll be damned, Stevie popped another one, and I was just like, Stevie! And I was like, oh, shit, and so I had to put them all up. But I'd, like, taped them up and everything in the house, that way when he come in and stuff and everything, and just, but anyways, I bought him some shirts, some nice shirts that, like, were of decent quality, and everything. And from there on out, that's the only shirts that he would buy, and he cried whenever he opened them or whenever I gave them to him or whatever. And I was like, you don't have to cry, and he's like, I don't, and it, like, he was really downtrodden on his self-esteem and everything, and he's like, I don't deserve this. And I was like, you deserve to feel good about yourself and feel good, what you're wearing, this and that and everything, And I was like, yeah, and you're the one providing all this for us. I was like, so yeah, you deserve some decent ass clothes, I was like, don't feel bad. Because, him being a bigger guy, a shirt for him was like $30. So I got him like 3 shirts, so it was like $90. But I think it come around like $65 because like they had like some special or something going on or some deal or something whenever I bought them. But, yeah, so that was his birthday, even though he kind of ruined everything for as far as the cake and us jumping out and being like, surprise, happy birthday, and all that. But yeah, then my birthday comes. You know, I went and stayed out in the truck with him for 2 weeks. My birthday comes, and he's like, you know, tell your parents to not feed your kid, you know, and everything. And I'm like, okay. And we're going to take her out to eat. So we go out there, and then we go out to the GameStop because the place is closed. We get back in the car after he just spent $300, our car money, on a fucking Xbox, you know. We get back in the fucking truck or whatever, and we're sitting there and everything, and my kid's like, I'm hungry, Mama, you know. And I'm like, I know, baby. And I'm like, it's okay. We're going to get you fed, you know, this and that and everything. And the fuck is going on out here? But I'm like, we're going to get you fed and everything. I got to hurry and end that and see what's going on out here because that did not sound good at all. But, the fuck was that? Sorry. It's freaking me out and I want to run out right now and see, but I'm not too worried about it. But, I was like, you know, yeah, you know, this and that. And I was like, I know you're hungry. And I was like, but we're going to go someplace else and eat. And he kind of looked at me and he was like, we are. Where are we going? How are we getting there? And I was like, in the truck. And he's like, oh, I can't. I'm over my time limit. And I was like, so we're going to starve? I was like, because we've been gone for 2 weeks from the house. There's nothing at the house to eat. You know, I was like, so we're going to starve. And so we came in and I like hurried and got stuff. Like I got mashed potatoes, a can of peas, and Spam, I think, and hurried and fixed it, tried to fix it, but my kid ended up going to sleep without eating. I was so mad at him. I was done mad at him for spending $300 on fucking Xbox, and then I was pissed off at him that he didn't get me nothing for my birthday. And then, as a matter of fact, earlier that day, before we got home, like we were out of state and everything, and I seen these 2 little things that I wanted to get my kid, and so I got them for her, you know, and he's like, oh, you're such a good mom, buying gifts for your daughter on your birthday. And I was like, well, it's kind of like a gift to myself, I guess, a little bit, you know, because she's my kid and she's my world and I love her to death, you know. And he's like, well, I'm going to take you out to eat tonight for your birthday. And I was like, okay. And so he didn't take me out to eat. He never made up for it or nothing. I didn't get shit for my birthday from him. I didn't even get a happy birthday from him, as a matter of fact. Like, not even when I woke up or anything. Like, nothing. And I stayed with him. God, I'm fucking retarded. But anyways, I've just been through hell. So I've built a life with him. That fell to shit because he lied. And he's like, oh, let's move back in with your grandmother, save up some money to get a house or a trailer. I'm like, okay, so we did. And then he's like, oh, guess what? I'm never coming back. And I'm like, oh, okay, fuck you too, you know. Then I lived there for 2 years, and I was trying to talk to my grandmother, and I was like, I could live here with you until whenever, until you pass away. I was like, but you have to be on the same boat that I'm going to live here with you until you pass away. I was like, and I can live here after you pass away, or I can move, and they can figure out what to do and how to divide the property and all that. I was like, but I need stable. I need something stable, you know. And she's like, oh, I understand. I get it. Honey, you can stay here with me. And I like you staying with me and this and that. And I love you. And you help me. And you do so much for me. And you go out and you cut down the weeds. And you mow the yard. And you're such a help. And, you know, and you work so hard. And all this buttered over shit. Because that's the way my grandmother is. Boy, she just slathers the shit on, you know. And then, you know, to sit there and 360, you know, or what the fuck ever, and flip, be like, I'm gonna kill every goddamn one of those fucking puppies, you know, just like her son, you know, gonna kill every one of you damn bitches, starting with that fucking baby, and shit. And whenever she told me she was gonna kill me, and told me 2 ways she was gonna do it, and then it made my kids scared, that's when I put my foot down. I was like, we're getting the fuck out of here. And so now I'm here, and now I'm without a job, and now I'm without my kid, and my kid's my motivation for everything, has been since the damn day she's been born. And then that's the way I feel. I feel that other people should be your motivation, not you yourself. I feel like, and everybody's on you yourself. Be motivated for yourself. Be selfish. Be what you want to be. Do what you want to do. Focus on yourself, your dreams, your goals, your aspirations. And I'm too busy worrying about my damn kids' dreams, goals, and aspirations. Like, I don't give a shit about mine. Mine went down the toilet the day that I slept with her dad the very first day, and I was like, well, if I get pregnant, I get pregnant. I was done throwing it up, putting it at risk and everything to put a life ahead of my own. And now I got a whole damn apartment built around a kid that ain't even here. Like, I'm so tired. And then I get to dismantle it, just like I've dismantled every other place or every other home. And it makes me want to vomit. It makes me want to hang myself. It makes me want to kill myself. It just makes me want to give the fuck up. But I'm having a really bad day today, but I'm going to end it and see what the fuck that noise was outside. I hope everybody's doing well. Put your best foot forward. Keep trying. If you need somebody to talk to, you can hit me up on my Facebook Messenger. But other than that, I'm going to let you go. And I hope you're doing the best you can. And try to stay positive. Catch you later.